In the swamp, chomping all day long. Saturday nights in Death Valley, that tiger strong. So we Razorbacks, crowd calling the hogs. Blue Ridge battle Wildcats, bringing the dogs. Show me Miss Zoe, black and gold fight. Boomer sooner running on a Saturday night. Hook 'em horns, burnt orange in the sun. 12th man standing, Aggies get it done. Saturday lights, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that skull. Saturday lights, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that skull.
Yay, yay. Yay, ladies and gentlemen, man, we back around the water cooler, man. Boy, it's here, ladies and gentlemen. We back, man. My hair growing out. I'm trying to get the dreads, but I may have to cut that mug soon. See how long my look at this, look at how long my hair. Look at that.
Dreadhead Nicholas.
I'm trying to get the dreads, but I don't know. I may cut this in about a month or so if it don't come out like I want to. Anyway, man, we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler, man. My name is Nick Freeze, one half of the Water Cooler Talk podcast. And man, you can't see him, but you can hear him. Tell him who you are, boss, man.
Man, it is Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here on this Monday. Bro, this month is moving by, bro. It is September 22nd. Monday. Literally a week left in this month before we in October, before we in Q4, man. But we appreciate y'all, man, for rocking with us here, man. Before we get into it, man, make sure you follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Of course, make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk, man. Follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube so you know when we post more videos and when we go live. We are trying to get to 800 subscribers very soon, man. As you can see at the bottom, it says, help us grow. Help Water Cooler Talk Sports grow, man. We're trying to get there. We appreciate that, man. Marcus, how you feeling tonight, man?
Man, I'm still trying to digest what happened Saturday, but I'm all right. You know, good work day.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the link. It is pinned to the top of the chat. It is pinned to the top of the chat. So there's the link. If you want to come in and call in, that is the number. That is the link you hit. Once you come in, disable video, hit audio only. Disable video, hit audio only. Come on in and chat it up with your boys here around the water coolers. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a really good conversation tonight, and I'm pretty sure we'll have some more people that pop in tonight with us as well. Of course, I go Auburn Dad. What's going on, Auburn Dad? How you feeling today, man? Ward Am, with Auburn Dad, man. Appreciate you so much, man. He said, man, these last few days sucked. Especially now Bruce has retired suddenly. Yeah, man. Coach Bruce Pearl has decided to retire. And Stephen Pearl is now the new head coach of the Auburn Tigers.
I'm out.
Offered a multi-year 5-year deal to be the head coach of the Auburn Tigers. So I guess the legacy continues, man. James Barnett is rocking with us here. He said, sitting around the fire pit with the water cooler. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, James. I wish I had a fire pit. I wish I had one, but I don't. Maybe one.
Hey, a fire pit so player.
It is
that's player.
Especially now that it's starting to get cold. Once it starts to get cold,
that's player right now.
Just sit outside. You can watch the game outside. Go get you one of them inflatable things. Get you what's the name and watch that thing. It'd be dope. The Rooster Mac, the legend of Sweet Sugar Bow Williams, the Huggy Beard. What's going on? The Huggy Beard. What's going on with you, my guy, man? Hope you're doing all right. King Richard, what's up, man? Whatever, King. Hope you're doing all right, man. Hope all is well with you, my guy, man. We've been missing you, man, but I know you've been busy, so we appreciate you so much for rocking with us as always, man. James speaking to everybody, man. King speaking to everybody. Big Ken in the chat. Kendall in the chat with us tonight. What's going on, my guy? I hope you're doing all right tonight, my guy, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat rocking with us, man. We appreciate you, man.
I see Mike out there, I think. I see Mike. I see Cunny. I think I see them out there.
Yeah, we about to get to it. Let me see. King Richard said, man, if there's anything to blame on Auburn would be the 7 sacks in the first half. Woo. We're gonna get into it because I'm telling you, Marcus has a very interesting opinion about this. And I want to see if y'all agree with it. This is it. And Marcus has a list of who should take the blame more. You got your list ready, Marcus?
Yeah. I got it ready.
Mike McKinney in the chat saying, fellas, the world's most hated team. Whatever. That's what it feels like. It feels like that, man. King Richard said, man, hit the like button. That's what we're trying to do. We need y'all to hit the like button. Help us get in the algorithm. We're trying to get in the algorithm around this thing, man. So we want y'all to help us with that, man. What's going on with everybody, man? I appreciate y'all, man. Connie in the chat, my favorite Auburn fan. What's going on, Connie? War Eagle to you, Connie. Hope you're doing all right, man. C Hall, my guy, C Hall said, what up, amigo? What up,
what's up?
What's up with you, man? Hope you're doing all right. Everybody speaking to everyone. We appreciate you, Mr. 21. Can you do something for me? Can you hit a little rich flex for me? Shout out to Ed Darby in the chat. What's going on with you, man? Huggy Bitch said, man, I think we're gonna be all right. Baby Pearl should keep them straight. We'll see, man. We'll see. Everybody speaking to everybody. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to call in, this is how we're doing the call-ins now. The call-in link is pinned to the top of the chat. So if you want to call in, hit that call-in link, and you can call in and chat it up with your boys here around the water cooler. It is pinned at the top of the chat if you want to call in and rock out with us, man, and talk with us, man. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Mark, as you can tell from the title of the show, who's to blame for Auburn's collapse versus Oklahoma? The thumbnail says, is it play calling? Is it scheme? Is it officiating? Is it something else? Had a very spirited debate in the Texas. When I first saw it this morning when I woke up, I said, this is gonna be what we talk about tonight. This is what we're talking about tonight. And I said, all right, let's talk about it. Because there are differences of opinions of why Auburn lost this game. I think the easiest route to go is people will always say the officiating.
Yep. All top. It's obvious.
People will say the officiating. I fundamentally believe that those two calls in the game on the scoreboard, if you're looking at it from the surface, the overturned fumble touchdown for Auburn, and what the league office of what the officiating from the league office said was an illegal play with their statement that came out. I fundamentally believe those two plays from a score perspective, if everything else stayed the same, is what changed the game for Auburn, was what changed a win to a loss for Auburn in this game. You took points off the board for Auburn, but you kept points on the board for Oklahoma. A lot of people may disagree with that, but people want to say, all right, let's take those two plays out. What else was the reasoning behind Auburn losing this game? Marcus has a very different, he has a very, very different way of thinking. And he brought up some stats that we're gonna talk about tonight. I didn't get a chance to get the graphic made for it, but he brought up some stats about it that I actually want to talk about and I actually want us to take a look at. All right, Marcus, go ahead and tell them what you think is the reasoning behind Auburn losing this game.
It's multiple reasons. It's the obvious, like you said, the reps. The miss, the. All right, let's go ahead and clarify the eye stuff that we seen with our eye. The reps, the misplays, the underthrows, the overthrows, the undisciplined play from the O-line, not blocking, just that part of it.
Okay.
But I'm upset because in these past 3 games up until now, we have been using the run to open up the pass. To me, in this game, we got real trigger happy. And it was a situation where I felt like Hugh Freeze, that's what Hugh Freeze was waiting to do. And I felt like if we would have tried to utilize the run more to open up that pass, we would have been more successful offensively and been able to run the clock more and take a lot of those plays, step by step in that game. That's just my thoughts on the situation.
So let's break that down even more. What you just said. So basically, Marcus, you feel like Auburn should have ran the ball more.
Yes.
Why?
Because I feel like if you run the ball, you set up for the pass. Honestly, and I feel like it would have been successful. Like if you seen what giving Cobb the ball, what it was effective. I felt like outside runs and screens would have been very effective in that situation.
Okay. All right. So basically, you're saying that Auburn should have some kind of way designed up or schemed up run plays that were not basically in between the tackles, but more off tackle is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay. Ted, your thoughts on that?
I got in late. What's the
So okay, all right.
quick.
So my bad. I thought you had caught it in a little bit. So basically, the thing is, we all have had our reasons behind the reasons why Auburn lost this game. You can easily go to the officiating and things stuff like that. You can easily talk about the 2 games. I'll talk about fundamentally how those 2 plays cost Auburn this game, in my personal opinion, when you look at the score.
Right.
But Marcus, as you can tell from our lively debate in the text thread today, Marcus felt differently. Marcus felt like we should have ran the ball more. Now, there are other people that was in the text thread that felt that the play calling was fine. There was nothing wrong. And Tez is one of those ones that felt like Auburn probably should have threw the ball a little bit. And to be honest with you, I agree with it. In this point, I have no problem with the way the play with the way the game was called. I have no problems with that. In this particular instance, especially when we took a look at the stats from last year, and saw almost how similar they were in attempts, where they was actually the exact same with 2 different quarterbacks. And we talked about and everybody had an opinion about it. But to what Marcus just said, Marcus basically said he felt like Auburn should have run the ball more. Now, Coach Hugh Freeze did say in his press conference today that he probably could have forced the run a little bit more in this game. But he also said in that answer as well, later on in the answer, that he felt as if there were things in the passing game that they could take advantage of, and he felt like that was the best way for Auburn to win the game. He did know those were words that came out of his mouth. So based on what Marcus said, tell us why you don't agree with that necessarily, or you agree with it, but there is a caveat to it.
So I guess I agree with the notion that the way we ran the football was ineffective. So I can see us running a little bit more off tackle, a little bit more sideline to sideline, some sweeps, and stuff like that. So I agree with that. And maybe Jackson Arnold shouldn't have gotten the lion's share of the carries. But I'm telling you, like I watched, just watching the game over and over. Man, I just feel like it's one statement that I made in the group chat that I think kind of describes how I feel about it. I feel like if we throw the ball I feel like we had a better chance of winning this football game throwing 5 more passes to Cam Coleman than we would have if we would have gave 5 more touches to Jeremiah Cobb.
Okay. Okay.
I just feel like 5 more deep shots to Cam Coleman, he catches at least one of them, maybe 2.
Okay.
We win this game by a touchdown, 10 points. 5 more runs by Jeremiah Cobb, and we may have gotten 3-4 yards out of that. The way we were running it. Now, I want you. The reason why I say that is because the one run he broke, it was gap scheme off tackle. It was. And even then, it shouldn't have worked because linebacker was there to blow it up. He just whiffed.
He did.
But to Marcus's point, that's what Marcus said. You just commit to the run because things like that happen, and then big plays happen. But it's just it's easier to do when you have some sort of continuity on offense.
Kendall, turn your camera on. Turn your camera on, Kendall. You can come on. Just turn your camera on. I'm about to break. Go ahead.
It's easy to do when you got some kind of continuity on offense, but like for us, like I said, it's tough as a head coach to sit on the sideline and you watching Jeremiah Wright, who is one of the toughest offensive linemen we have, right? If Jeremiah Wright is getting pushed around, the rest of the offensive line don't stand a chance. And I mean pushed around. I don't mean just getting beat. I mean physically. I'm taking you and moving you against your will. If they're doing that to Jeremiah Wright, the rest of our offensive line does not stand a chance. So it's tough to see that on the sideline and then say, well, give Cobb the ball inside zone. Give Cobb the ball inside. Like, it's tough to see that. And then on top of that, you have everything you want. This offense is designed to take advantage of matchups on the outside. They dared you. They put a true freshman on your best receiver all night, one-on-one, and dared you. Cam Coleman should have got 15 targets in this game. You should have made it a point to never do that again. Because guess what's going to happen now? We're going to see this. Texas. I bet you can't guess how Texas A&M is going to play us. I bet you can't guess. I can almost guarantee they're going to put 8 in the box, single high safety, and dare us to beat them down the field. Because we've proven that we can't do it. The one thing we have proven is if you don't play the run against us, we can run it well enough to beat you. So I don't know. More so than just that part of it, I think the reason why we lost this game, though, is discipline. I think whatever's happening at practice is not translating to the field, and that's why we lost this football game. The penalties, right? A lot of the reason why the game was called the way it was called is because Hugh Freeze started every drive 2nd and 20. You see what I'm saying? It's hard to commit to the run when you're starting behind schedule every single time. You got a punt fielded within the 5-yard line. Like, these are the things that lost us this football game. Like, it wasn't necessarily the game plan because, they got points out of that.
Here's the thing. Sometimes, and I'm about to bring in a guy. I'm about to bring him in. I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm bringing him in. Sometimes the most obvious thing is the answer in certain situations. Sometimes it's just the most obvious thing. We can sit here and talk about special teams. We can. We can sit here and talk about the offensive line allowing 10 tackles. We definitely can talk about that. We can sit here and talk about Jackson Arnold almost throwing 2 interceptions. Yes, we can definitely talk about that. We can sit here and talk about the fielding punts inside the 5-yard line and not letting it bounce out of the end zone. We can talk about that. But when you still look at the whole totality of the game, it was still an evenly matched game across the board.
Right.
So when you look at that, and when I say that, sometimes the most obvious thing is, what are the 1-2 plays that cost Auburn this game? And I'm going to continue to say it. It was the overturned touchdown fumble call in that game that cost Auburn this game, because it took points off the board and it kept points on the board for Oklahoma. If the call on the field is a touchdown, You have to have indisputable evidence to basically
Exactly.
say
Yeah,
that call has to
facts.
be overturned. That's what you have to
Exactly.
do.
And it
You have
wasn't.
to have it.
And it wasn't.
And it was not indisputable. It was not indisputable.
It was not.
But it was overturned on the field as an incomplete pass.
Right.
Yes, we can sit here and talk about everything else that happened in this game. We can. But overall, it was still an evenly matched game through 4 quarters. It was 1 and 2 plays that changed the outcome fundamentally of the game, and you saw it on the scoreboard. That's what it did. That
That's
is
true.
literally the answer.
That's
the
true,
answer.
Nick.
That's true, Nick.
So we talk.
That's
So we
true.
can sit here and talk about Auburn needing to run the ball more. We can sit here and talk about we probably need to throw the ball to Cam Coleman 9 more times. But the stats tell me, and the score tells me, and if you watch the game, it was an evenly matched game throughout the game. I think the most that I think at one point in time Oklahoma was up 7, and that only lasted like less than 5 minutes in the game when they was up 10-3. It lasted like less than 5 minutes because Auburn came back down and scored before halftime. So my thing is, yes, we can talk about all this, but sometimes the answer is just the obvious thing. Those 2 plays fundamentally changed the game for Auburn. I'm gonna bring in Ken right here, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I got Big Ken. What's going on, Ken? What's
What's up,
up,
man?
man?
What's going
What's
on,
up, cuz?
fellas? What's going on? What's going on?
Kendall, give us your
Oh,
thoughts on this, man. Give us your thoughts.
first of all, I want to say it was heartbreaking, man. It was a heartbreaking loss. Um, I do agree with you guys. You know, when y'all was coming on the show earlier and after the post game reactions and stuff like that. I mean, we beat ourselves this game. Um, of course the plays did it, but if you look at the game and I rewatch it maybe 2 or 3 times now, I can't really per se put this one on Hugh. Um, in some cases, I think that he should have called a better play, but overall, just grading him through this game, I would have to give him a B. He came in with a plan. Now we can blame it on execution. I mean, yeah, but like you said, when you haven't seen as much as of the passing game in the last 2 weeks as we would like to have practiced and seen what we had to see, it just wasn't there. The timing of the routes wasn't there. It showed when we had Cam Coleman twice. It's just is those little things there that I don't think we mentally prepared for. We were mentally prepared for the game, but the mental preparedness for, okay, I need to run. My quarterback is probably going to be late on these throws, or he's probably going to be early on these throws, or we need to have that timing down right. And then when Oklahoma switched into where they were leaving the middle of the field wide open.
Cover
Like we,
zero.
we didn't explore that. We have Eric Singleton, which is one of the fastest receivers that we have in the nation, probably. And we didn't take advantage of those one-on-one opportunities where I say we could have had a quick screen, the Jakes sweep, all that. We just threw that in the back of the truck, and we just
We
went for
abandoned
it. But
everything we've been running for the last 3 weeks.
but also into Hughes' defense. If you go back and actually look at the defensive line, man, I really don't think we could have ran that ball the way we ran it the few games.
We
I,
prefaced
I
it. We
honestly,
prefaced it all week. I prefaced it all last week.
I
Oklahoma's front 7 is special.
man, look, man, when they was getting off their ball, man, I had nightmares, and I'm a previous offensive line. Like the way them boys got penetration
Yep.
and just controlled the offensive line, I don't think we could have schemed up a run package well enough to give Jeremiah Cobb the ball out the backfield and been productive. Now, do we set up screens or let the defense flow in and pop them over the top with a screen? Yes, that
Right.
stuff like that would have worked. But just lining up like we did in previous and reading this one player and just handing the ball out, they were too talented for that.
Yep.
We wouldn't have been
Too
successful.
athletic. And too athletic too.
Right. So with that being said, I mean, I'm pretty high on the rest of the season. Like I said, if Hugh comes in this week of practice, man, and just focus on executing the plays that he has called for this game, there's no reason why we shouldn't beat Texas A&M.
Yeah, we're gonna preview Texas A&M later on in the week. We
Yeah.
may do it a little bit tonight, but I sit here and I tell you, I have no problems with the way that this game was called. I
Right.
don't. I don't. I've watched the game right now. Today was my fourth time rewatching this game, and I'm just like, and I'm looking at it and I'm saying, yeah, I have no problems with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand why you did it, and it was preference last week. Preface last week basically saying that Oklahoma's front seven was probably, I'm not gonna say probably, it will be the best front seven we see all season. The
Right.
Auburn season all season.
But
Go ahead,
I,
man. Go ahead.
I understand you guys. I understand. And Ted spoke about it earlier last week as well, that we will probably have to pass the ball. Understood. But as an offensive coordinator, as an offensive coach, you have to scheme up. You should be able to at least attempt to run your scheme before you pivot, before you're forced to pivot. We immediately just went into a passing game. Like given the second leading rusher in the SEC, three carries in the first half. That's crazy to me.
But
I
yeah,
get that.
I get that, Marcus. But when I say I think you missing it,
No,
I
I'm
really
not missing. I
like
understand what you're
we
saying, but I'm
came
just
into the beginning of the season. You must forgot that we came into the middle. I mean, in the beginning of the season, and Hugh pretty much told us that our defensive coordinator was throwing things out there that he hadn't seen before.
He
So
legit. Wait, hold on,
I
Ken.
mean,
He
He did
legit
say
said
that.
this in a press conference. He
so
said, and when I brought it up, people was like, it don't mean anything. He really went in a press conference and
he
said,
but that was
told
about
you.
the passing game.
he really went in a
All
press
these are
conference and
concerns
said,
in the passing game, though, guys.
But
he
what does
literally,
Brent Venable do? What does Brent
But
Venable
those are
exactly.
do?
concerns in the
He's
passing
going.
game,
He's
guys.
going to shut down the run. You must just
Yeah.
see the disguises, man.
Man, Brent
I
Venables be
wish
throwing some
I
exotic
wish I
stuff out
had
there, man.
I wish I had the video because
Me too, man.
Coach Sean, he sent me a video during the game and he took a screenshot and I can describe the formation. There was one corner to the field, one corner to the boundary, a
I
single high
think I know
safety,
what play you talking
and
about.
the other 8 people were at the line of scrimmage.
At the
And it's
line of
like
scrimmage.
you you would be like it would just be like you would just be running the ball to try to prove that you can run the
Run
ball
the
on eight
ball.
people.
Right.
And it is like
Was that Ted? Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that out of 3rd and 7?
I can't remember what the
Yeah,
down
I can't remember
distance
down
was.
at this,
That,
but I know exactly what you're
correct
talking
me. That probably was a 3rd and 7, and that was a passing situation. Of course, you were gonna do that.
I mean,
Wait, hold
I
on.
don't know any
Marcus.
situation where you want to
But
actively
Marcus,
run the
I'm
okay,
ball
just
into
saying you
eight
okay.
people.
I have a perfect
You
play.
disguising your blitz right there.
I
Auburn do
have
that
a
all the
perfect
time, though,
play.
kid.
I have
Understood.
I have a
Well, go ahead.
perfect play.
What you say, Kim? My bad.
First and 10. And we call that God forbid. I wish he would just throw that away unless we're coming out and reading it. But a power run with your quarterback, we knew we ain't gonna get nowhere on first down. Come on, man. Come
Now I have
on.
an issue with that.
Come
That
on.
I
But
have an
I'm not
issue with.
talking about giving. I'm not talking about design runs for Jackson Arnold.
You talking about to the running back?
But even if he were at the rate that defensive line got back there and got penetration, I don't care if you would have had Emmitt Smith back there. He was finna get tackled, bro.
All right, I think I just said. All I'm saying is I want to at least attempt to see it. We didn't even see
I
it.
guess
Oh,
I
okay,
get
then we get behind the chains and stuff again, and then we're coming up, and then Hugh dials one of his crazy
All I'm saying is
route
our defense
concept.
kept us in the game. The scoreboard is the scoreboard. Our defense kept us in the game enough to try it.
Marcus, what I'm saying is though, our offense, like I said, when I came on here, we literally beat ourselves.
I'm saying facts is the
Oklahoma
facts.
did not
Like
did not
Nick said,
the
the
whole
facts is the
game.
facts. The
Oklahoma did
officiating
not
cost us
prove
the game.
anything
Oh, this is
that
just
the
hearsay.
preseason hype or the preseason leading up to this game, that hype, they did not show me anything. The defense did. The defense. But the offense did not show me, except for him maintaining drives and sustaining drives on our defense, which we pretty much still have problems with on third down. Sustaining their drives. That's the only thing that killed us. When we needed the defense to come up big for us, they laid an egg on the floor. I'm just gonna say it like that. And of course, we can get into the debate about the calls and all that. And everybody resulting to 2 calls. But I looked at the whole game again. Like, it was bad officiating from the time we snapped the ball
Man,
Yeah,
to the time
that's
the
facts.
clock hit 00.
That's facts.
We had Malcolm Simmons over there in the corner. Didn't nobody talk about that PA for,
yeah,
for a touchdown. Didn't nobody talk about that. The man
yeah.
just actually holding on to my man like I'm
He
going along
was.
for this ride. I'm going
He
along
was.
for this ride. If you catch the ball, you're gonna have to catch the ball and prove it to me that you can fight through this contact and catch the ball.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's facts.
And as a ref, you're trained to when the ball is supposed to be in the air, you're looking at each player until the ball hit. He took our running down there. I thought he was running the route.
He
I
was.
thought he was running
Man,
the route.
He was running away from it. He was running away like,
hey,
hey,
that
what's
is
up?
egregious, bro. You can't have that. I was
Right.
talking about it on the last part. Like, okay, I don't care about what happened on the play, but I don't want my SEC officials running away from the play with their eyes closed.
With the back
Like,
turned.
like that's a bad look.
Like he was defending the play. He was finna
That's a
go up there
bad
and
look,
get him a
man.
pick.
It's
He
just
was
a
trying.
bad
He
look,
was trying to
man.
get out of the way. He was trying to
Man,
get out
the
of the way.
whole
That's
the
all good.
whole statement after the game was a bad look, Tim. Let's be
Yeah.
clear.
So this officiating crew.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on, real quick.
Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta give y'all a good intro, real quick. I gotta give this man a good intro because I already know he about to come in here. He about to light it up. I already know it. And I know he ain't gonna stay long. He may stay a little while, but he gonna get off. But I gotta give, ladies and gentlemen, the freshest, the flyers of them all. It is the Rooster Mac himself.
Huggy.
Huggy.
Rooster.
What's going on, Huggy?
What's happening, gentlemen?
What's up?
What's
What's
the deal,
up, man?
man?
Huggy, go ahead. I already know because I saw your comment where you said you didn't agree with it. But go ahead, Huggy. Speak on it.
All right. Well, keep in mind, 2 things can be true at the same time. But those, I'm telling you, bro, those 2 bad calls, that 14-point swing, that is not. It's not even top 3 things that cost Auburn this game. That was the least of everything that happened because there was all but maybe what 15, 20 minutes of the game had been played. They didn't affect it like everybody wants to lean into. They just didn't. Auburn's lack of discipline, and as far as the overall bad officiating, I'm not saying this. I'm just simply asking the question. It was obvious that Auburn was not prepared. They were not going to step up and seize the moment. So, like I think I previously stated, they were not going to let Auburn accidentally beat Oklahoma because Oklahoma. Yeah, they got some top caliber athletes, but as bad as Auburn was getting jived and as bad as they were playing, they should have blew Auburn out, and they did not. Think about that for a second. As bad as it was going, it was still a game till the end. Auburn had every chance in the world to win this ball game, bro, and they do what Auburn has been doing my whole life. No matter how good or bad or indifferent their play on the field is, they will snatch a defeat from the jaws of victory with the mother flipping quickness. You hear me? That's just how them Tigers roll. Comes with it. And that's for the 2nd year in a row. So did you see the other comment though, Nick? Because this was not me bashing Hugh Freeze, like joking on him. Can we all agree that Hugh Freeze has shown who he is in a big moment when you supposedly got the talent and you're supposed to be an offensive genius, this, that, and the third? I was already sold, but can we agree that that's what this game did? And every press conference is the same. I've never watched a Hugh Freeze press conference and felt encouraged at all in the slightest bit. That, like, I know I'll be ragging on him and saying it in a funny way, but there's a lot of truth is said in jest. He is not him. You hear me? He is not. Because the big time coaches that we all talk about would have addressed the BS with the players I'm talking about. Like, hey, like I said, F them plays. They happened, couldn't have happened any other way, and that you can't unring that bell. Get over it, move forward. There would have been a motivation. Like, how many sacks in the first half? Like I said, there should have been a fight on the sidelines. Like, it's not there. And it all comes back to the teams take on their coach's personality. Can you honestly say you've ever seen Hugh Freeze and he fired you up and it wasn't just your optimist, trying to be an Auburn optimistic? Has he ever really said anything that fired anybody up?
One
Because
time,
name it.
that locker room speech that he gave this year when he was talking about oh boy that he gave it this year. That's the only time it was so out of character for him. That's why I was like, man, you Freeze got us fired up.
Bro, that was probably
What,
wrote for AI and he just memorized it.
Wow. Wow.
what was he talking about though? You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he basically was like,
I know what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was it. Other than
I'll
that,
give
nothing.
I'll give you that's the most. If you're gonna say anything he said fired you up, but it didn't fire you up like that, bro.
No,
Come
not like
like you,
winning will.
Well, I think now that we move into college football, now you pretty much that style of coaching is probably is becoming more
ancient.
obsolete. Um, we're in a I don't want to call it soft, but it's not how it was. I mean, so you
no,
pretty
you
much
right.
not gonna get that style of coaching, like, and it's very few out there that's gonna coach like that now.
Yep, very true.
Now, now we're in a stage where everybody wants to make players happy because once you say something they don't like, they hit their transfer reporter, and if they put enough film and enough stuff out there, teams are gonna come running if they got the money to pay 'em.
Yep.
So now his approach is, let's encourage these players, like encourage them, like, okay, we down on that. I'm not gonna beat you down on that, but let's work to get better. Let's work to get better. After every press conference that I've watched with Hugh Freeze, it's almost we're trying to get better, trying to get better, trying to get better. It's almost like he's taking a not a passive, but a
That's it. He's taking a passive approach.
Yeah,
a passive approach,
but
and that's why I get it. I mean I get it, but I mean now it's almost like you have to change with the game,
Hmm. Hmm.
Hey,
and
you know
I
why he
think
do that
that's
though?
that's where we're stuck at,
Well,
You
you're
know why
not
he do
wrong.
that though, Ken? You know why he
huh?
do that though, Ken? Because we don't win.
True.
When you win, you can coach however you want to.
Hmm. Hmm.
You think Nick
Yeah.
Saban would have been able to tell them kids that, and they not
That's what
storm
I'm
off
talking
and get
about.
the
That's what I'm talking
attitude if
about.
he wasn't winning?
But
If
but
he's a 5-7 coach?
you're proving my point.
No,
Now
that's why I'm
we
agreeing with
ain't
you.
winning, and then you go over there and holler at a player or do
That's
something
what
to
I
a
meant.
player, and
They
in his face,
got
he
their bag
gone.
back. Yeah, yeah. We can't get them to the NFL. Like we what else? You got to be nice to them.
Hmm.
Which that's not wrong, and I definitely agree. I would counter though. You
Oh,
don't
this is a good
see
one.
Georgia finding themselves in that situation where we just can't stop this blitz and nobody's going to do anything about it. And Kirby Smart's definitely coaching in the modern era.
True.
hey, hey, can I ask y'all something though, real quick?
The
Go ahead.
show, Catfish. Ask away.
So, so we, just thinking like a lineman, real quick. Just thinking like a lineman. All right. Do you think during the week Hugh Freeze did a good job of simulating that noise that was gonna be in Norman? Because if he couldn't, like, don't you think the full starts and all that was because he could hit a snap count?
Yeah, but you have to look at that too. I mean, you can't simulate that game right there. It was a lot of emotion on top of that game. Oklahoma being ranked and trying to foresee their future. They probably had more fans in the stadium on that particular game than other games. And like I said, it was an emotional game for Jackson Arnold. So if he's coming back home, or where he's coming back where he started his collegiate career, of course we're going to make it extra louder. Some fans that probably don't say something in the stands are probably rooting to the top of their lungs.
Hmm.
So with that right there, I don't think you could emulate it to the T. Like I said, I put that more focus on being disciplined more than anything.
Yeah.
Being disciplined and knowing, being on the same page. Like I would have liked to seen Jackson Arnold when they broke out of the huddle. Hey, look, you know how we used to do it in football. Hey, look, we going on damn 3. Don't nobody move until I clap 3 times, and that's it.
What is your life dependent on?
Hey,
You see what I'm saying?
Shout out to people for saying Hut and
All right, okay, y'all boy feel me. Y'all
That's
feel
funny,
me.
man.
But like I said, that was part of preparation, man. I think that should
So
have
you're
been
right.
something that was expressed.
That's all I was speaking to, Kendall. Like the preparation for the game, though.
But,
So
hey,
all right,
right.
all right. Okay, I got it. I hear what everybody's saying. We're kind of talking in circles now. We're talking in circles. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it, fellas. Let's get back to it.
I agree.
Tez was about to say something. Go ahead, Tez.
Oh, I was about to say, like, it has me looking at for a new offensive line coach. Just to be honest with you.
I agree, Tez.
I'm not.
Absolutely.
The reason why I'm saying that, this is a group of seniors. This is not like true freshman offensive linemen. And we had the same issue last year and the year before that. Now, last year we blamed it all on Percy Lewis because it was him all the time.
It was.
But the point is, every year we have a lineman that just can't get the snap count right. They're always jumping offside. So that speaks to culture, right?
What Tez, my only
There's also
rebuttal.
another. I was about to say there's also another coach that I think we need to look at reevaluating, but it's not going to be popular among people. We'll get to that if we get to it.
Wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tez,
That
I agree
was-
100% with
That
both
was
of
something. That was
both of
something
those
that
firings.
that was something that was when the switch happened at coach. I was wondering why he was let go.
Yeah.
I just never understood it. I was just like, you got a guy that's played in the NFL, played real time in the NFL. That was a starter in the NFL.
Yeah.
They can actually teach these guys how to get to the next level and how to run the routes and run the route tree and things stuff of that nature. And I just never understood it. It's no shot at Marcus Davis because Marcus Davis
No, not at all.
because he was a really good wide receiver his freshman and sophomore year at Auburn. Then he just kind of fell off a little bit towards the end of his career at Auburn. But I just never understood not trying to retain Ike Hilliard on the staff. But go ahead, fellas. Oh, I'm gonna read this one real quick. James Barnett said, fellas, everyone's points are valid, but this is one thing that no one has said. It's hard for players to stay engaged when no matter what they do, the refs screw them. That's a real thing. Ask them. I kind of said it at the beginning. I kind of said it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
I said it at the beginning of the show.
It is.
And I was going to add too, man.
That's job.
If I really can't say, like, the offensive line did have a tough slate, but we already knew that. But they came out and gave up 7 sacks in the first half, and they only ended with 10. So in the first half, but in the second half, they came out and only allowed 3. I mean, that was an adjustment. And a lot of those sacks too, we have to go back and look. How many times did Jackson Arnold hold the ball when we had somebody, Eric Singleton on a post route or a crossing route where he just didn't let the ball go?
You're not off on that, James.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong on it at all, James. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I stated at the beginning of the show, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna go on my little rant again. Everything, if you take those 2 plays out of the game, if you take the overturned fumble, if you take what the officiating officer was an illegal call, an illegal play. If you take those 2 plays out of the game, it was an evenly matched game throughout the whole game. Evenly matched.
Even with those plays, it was
a
7-point game.
It's a 7-point game. So
I don't think it was evenly matched.
It was okay. In what way was it not evenly matched?
I think we had the upper hand because we pretty much
We did.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
To your point, you're correct, but we did not. But yes, what we're talking about is ifs. If Cam Coleman catches both of those balls, it's a 14-point game. But with the way that it happened, with the way that it panned out, Even with
Yeah.
those two plays happening, it was an evenly matched game throughout the
Yes.
whole game.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
So when that happens, when I'm looking at it and I've watched this game and I'm trying to figure out, well, where did Oklahoma have the upper hand against us? Where did Auburn have the upper hand against Oklahoma?
Yeah.
When I look at it and I watch this game, like I said, this is my fourth time. Today was my fourth time watching the game. When I look at it from that, the only thing that I can look at and say is the difference in this game is those two plays. And when you look at the scoreboard, it tells us that's what happened. It validates that argument. It really does. And people can say we whining and crying about it. Man, ain't nobody whining and crying about it. Nobody's whining and crying about it. It's just the facts of what happened in the game. That is the facts of what happened. And if Auburn puts those 7 points on the board, guess what? Guess what? It's a tie football game, and it might not even be a tie football game because because if everything else stays the same, Oklahoma would have still had to get that safety in the end zone in order to get the 2 points to get to 24.
Which is completely the thing about it is like I guess the reason why it's so pivotal, and you can't just say like, hey, these two things didn't matter, and the reason why they're so pivotal is we go up 10-0.
Yes.
Yep.
That's
You know what I'm saying? They scored a field goal out there. We go up 10-0. Now you probably would have seen that Jeremiah Carr running game that went missing. Now
Yep.
you would have seen him call the plays in the fashion that we're
would've
used
stayed
to
on
seeing
script.
him calling
I
the
agree,
play because
Ted.
they've been on schedule. And it probably would have been a different outcome of how we actually ran offense. So
Yeah.
it
I agree,
matters.
Ted.
It matters. You go up 10 points,
I agree
2 scores in
wholeheartedly
the
with that,
game.
Ted.
I'ma give
It
you-
changes how you play.
So now I have a question for all y'all, and it's the same question that Nick asked. At what point in that football game did you guys think that Oklahoma took control of that game?
their last drive when they went
Man,
down.
I don't know.
My point
When-
is
That
that
last drive.
my
When did I
point
put
is
it?
that.
When did I put it in the chat? I think it was like halftime when I was like, yeah, I don't know.
I still felt
The
like
drive,
I still feel like Auburn was
the
in
drive, Ted, the drive that Jeremiah Carr bust on. You said
Yeah.
we don't score this. You said we don't score this drive. Pause. But you said we don't score this drive. It's gonna be a problem.
The last drive for me, Oklahoma's last drive is when I felt like, all right, we're not coming back.
Right.
We're not coming back.
Right.
That's when I feel like, because at
That's
that
the only
moment,
time to me.
that is
that
when that is when Mateer actually shined in my personal opinion in that game. In that position. Hold on one second. We got a guy that's coming in, ladies and gentlemen. You hear him in the chat. You see him all the time in the chat. It's our guy, Mike McKinney. What's going on, Mike? How you feeling, Mike?
Mike, what's the deal?
Fellas, what's happening?
Chilling.
So, pretty much how we gonna look at this is, if you look at the whole entire game, the entire play call and whatever, we could say this and that and other. Auburn dominated the game, in my personal opinion.
I believe
All
so
right,
too.
all right. At
point.
what point?
I
And I'm gonna
said
ask
it.
all of y'all this,
I said
and nobody can answer me this. Nobody has. At what point in that game did a call on that field not go against Auburn that took us right back to where we started from, regardless of all our offside penalties?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
What you
Everything.
mean?
That is a
Say it
great
again.
point.
The
That
pass
is a great
where
point.
they called, where they said he caught the ball, where he didn't complete the catch on outside on, that was the last drive of the game. Every single drive we had in that game got inflicted by a call from a referee. That's my whole
sure.
point on the whole
That's a good
game.
point.
Yeah.
That's a
That
good
is
point.
very true.
Yeah.
That's a good
So
point.
if you take all the things that Auburn did bad in that game, out that game, and all the calls go our way, what's the score in the game?
Oh,
31,
35.
Yeah, like
31,
35-7.
31-17.
Every
Yeah.
drive Oklahoma had was influenced by the referees. Every single drive.
Yeah.
You can't name. I've watched the game 4 times, and there's not one drive they had where the refs didn't have a call that put them in scoring position.
The only drive they had where they actually did it on their own merit, we helped them out with the botch punt
Body, yeah,
situation.
Yes. But if you look at it from the start, from whistle to whistle, from the beginning to the end, and that's just how I look at it. There's nothing we can do about it. There's no complaining that's gonna go and make anything different about it. But
Right.
that was a huge ordeal within that game. It was just
Well,
it just is. It's just the way it is. And if you a football fan from the outside looking in, not just an Auburn fan, you can sit there and say, man, if this don't happen, forget what we did, all the things that we put on ourselves. If you look at the game from whistle to whistle, you can sit there and say, man, if this don't happen, Auburn wins this game. And that's just the way I look at it.
I agree with you. I
yeah.
agree with you. But the thing is, we can't say that.
Yeah.
That's true.
It
Before it happened.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Because it happened. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
I hold everything that you say, I agree with, but
Yeah.
we can't say it. You know, and but what I can say is that when I see the score of this game and I look at everything else in this game, I'm gonna keep saying this was an evenly matched game throughout the whole game. And I have to look at what broke the camel's back in this game. It was those two calls.
That's it.
You know what's funny though? Like I remember we watching this. You in the locker room. I'm watching you watch this play as this happened, Nick. And I remember you distinctly saying after the review, saying, if we lose by 7 points, this is gonna be a problem.
Exactly.
Like you said as soon as it happened, it's like, oh, if we lose by 7 points, this is gonna be it. And lo and behold, here we are.
Go ahead, Ted. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So one of the things I want to point out is that this is the same officiating crew that officiated the Florida and LSU game the previous week, and they complained about the officials. They even said it in the broadcast. It was like, oh yeah, this officiating crew, they had a lot to say about it in the game last week. They had to the SEC had to put out a statement. I doubt if these guys do a big game again this year. You probably won't see them.
Ted, they don't even need to do part one.
Yeah, they don't, man, because it's like people saying like, okay, the Cam Coleman when they was holding him that picture, and it's like, oh yeah, y'all still scored in that drive. True, but please expand the picture, and I just want you to see the refs that we were dealing with. This is what kind of referees we got. The ones that are closing their eyes, turning their back, running away, trying not to get hit. And you gonna look at me and say that this was a solid officiated game? Like, no, bro, they didn't have no business officiating this game. And I said this on last channel, but I'm gonna say this, and it's what nobody's talking about. If Oklahoma winds up 10-2, 9-3, right, and they're a fringe playoff team, meaning you got a Big Ten team that's 10-2, they trying to figure out who they gonna let in. Guess what they gonna pull up from Oklahoma's resume to point to as a reason to keep them out?
What?
This game, that call, that play. They gonna say this Oklahoma team would have lost to Auburn if it wasn't for their illegal play.
But what if Auburn's 9-3, 10-2 as well?
Auburn almost benefits from it. Because now if Auburn is 9-3 and then we're a fringe playoff team, we run through an SEC schedule compared to an Indiana, they're gonna say Auburn would be 10-2 if it wasn't for this illegal play.
I was about to say the same thing. Same thing.
So that's why the SEC put out this statement so early, because they know, let's nip this in the bud so everybody stop talking about it.
Cody Jones, hit the link. Come in, Cody Jones. We see you in the chat. Cody Jones, hit the link. Come in. We talk around here, but it's water cooler. Water cooler. If you gonna come in here and talk, come and hit the link. It's at the top of the screen. It's pinned to the top of the screen. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Hit the link. We talk over here. We talk Auburn, but we talk all SEC football over here as well. Hit the link. Let's go. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like this could be a detriment to the SEC itself. That's why, like I said, I've never seen the SEC put out a statement the night of a game. Like they know that this could have playoff implications. Like this could affect Oklahoma negatively. Like you basically are finna go through the season with an asterisk.
Shout out Robert Smith, Marcus' number one fan.
So it's gonna be interesting, man, to see how this play out. The thing about it is I think the SEC wish it hadn't happened, and I think there's gonna come a point where Oklahoma fans wish that they hadn't done that, because it may come back to bite them. Y'all better run the rest of the schedule.
I want to go on the limb here, and it might be far fetched and stuff like that, but it was almost like they knew that play was going to be called.
They did.
So everybody turned a blind eye.
The coach said that they talked about it before the game.
Because even after he threw the touchdown, did you see the offensive coordinator shoot the whole
The bird.
sideline of bird?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, they knew
Like,
it.
bam, what you gonna do about this?
So how can I explain it? I explain it like this.
Rashid
You
Ali,
used to
what's going on, Rashid
so
Ali?
it used to not be a rule where where clapping on the defensive line
Yeah.
could disrupt the offense and you can get a penalty for that. That didn't used to be a rule. It didn't become a rule till somebody did it and it actually worked. And then they determined like, yeah, that didn't work. That's what happened in this game. What the SEC had ruled on as far as like no substitution, what they were talking about was like, so here's what was happening. Offense was substituting. You have to get a defense time to substitute.
Hold up, Ted. Ain't nobody even talking about the PI, Cody Jones. Who mentioned the PI? We ain't even talking about the PI.
Cody, man.
Wait, man, Cody, hit the link, Cody. Come in here and talk. We ain't even talking about the PI. We talking about that bogus call on the field that was called a touchdown, but you gotta have indisputable evidence to turn it over.
Bro.
Come on, Cody, man.
A common fan would
talk.
honestly say that the ref screwed us. But since you're an Oklahoma fan, you're gonna say this.
Yeah. Cody,
That's why you don't.
Hey, fellas, I think we're gonna take the high route on this. If
Cody,
you have to
teaching a lesson.
result to a play like that to win the game, then by all means have it. You can have it.
So
What's up, Auburn Express? What's up, Auburn?
Cody, I'm teaching a lesson, man. Why you trying to interrupt us? So yeah, what happened was that rule was in place because the offense would substitute, and then the defense, what they would do is they would take their time substituting, and they would drag their feet substituting. So when they got on the field, the offense didn't have a lot of time on the play clock to snap the ball. That's why they put that rule into play. You cannot manipulate the substitution to inflate the game. What happened was Oklahoma ran one hell of a trick play. I want to get that clear. That was one hell of a trick play. I don't know why y'all aren't even acknowledging that it's a trick play. But when they did it, after that, the refs looked at it. It was like, well, after the game's over, the ref looked at it and was like, oh, we didn't think about that. We didn't think about you could fake like a player's running off the field. And then now they made a statement about it. So now you won't see it again. And to all the Oklahoma fans that's arguing that it's illegal, do it again next week. See if you get a flag. That's all I'm saying. Do it again next week. And the week after that, run it one time every game and see how many times you get away with it from this point on.
Interesting.
It's simple as that. Then it's a lot of narratives. Oh, he was talking to the ref. I know football. I know that you got to have 4 men in the backfield. Right? He was the fourth man. So what was he looking to the ref for? Was the ref going to tell him he was on line? It was 5 minutes. He was 5 yards behind the play, and he was a foot away from the sideline. What normal play does that happen? Come on, Ted. Like, think about it.
Thank you.
And that's my problem with the Oklahoma fans. It's like, my problem with the Oklahoma fans is just like, y'all sitting here trying to defend this, and it sounds stupid. Oh, yeah, we run this, and it's like, bro, it was a trick play. You got away with it. Kudos. Gus Malzahn was our coach.
We know
all about trick plays.
Hey, at least you said it out your mouth, Cody.
Yeah, man, you run that. I'm sorry, you run that until they tell you not to run it no more.
All right, This is what I'm gonna say. We got 5 minutes. I give each one of us a minute. I'm not gonna say anything else about this game because I kind of want to preview Texas A&M a little bit before we get up out of here. Because we're gonna preview Texas A&M down the rest of this week, Wednesday and Friday anyway. But Mike on the show, and I want Mike to preview. I want to get Mike's thoughts on Texas A&M as well. Each one of y'all got a minute to talk about, to get y'all last grievances out of this Oklahoma game, and we're just gonna let it breathe. Marcus, you first.
Hey man, it's over and done with, man. I hope we have a better showing against Texas A&M.
All right, Tez.
Yeah, man. A lot what Marcus said is over. It's done with. I'm optimistic. I hope that we can take some of the positive things that we did from this game and move on to Texas A&M. And in the words of the Rooster Mac, who's not on here right now, the next time we book a trip to Bomb City, we need to have our bags packed and ready to go, man. Because we wouldn't packed and ready to go.
Yeah, Kendall.
Man, yeah, like I said, pretty much beating a dead or dead flower bed. But like I said, man, uh, execution next week. I hope we stay focused and we execute next week. Um, I don't think our guys should take nothing from this game as a defeat. Again, like I said, I posed the question: at what point? And this is for Cody too. At what point did y'all feel like y'all had control of the game except for the last drive? You didn't. So, like again, we shot ourselves in the foot and we left it up to the refs, and the refs did what they did. I mean, like I said, we can't keep going back and forth about it. It is what it is. It's in the history books. Let's do this, and we have a good game against Texas A&M.
Mike.
Yeah, if fifth was a fifth, we'd all be screwed up. But it is what it is. Not really worried about that. We move on from it. I like the performance that we gave. I hope we continue to do that and progress from that. But I'm gonna let y'all boys cook. War Eagle. It is what it is. Cody, stop hating. But we'll holler at y'all boys. Y'all get
Shout out
on
to
here.
Mike, man.
All right
Appreciate
now.
Mike.
Mike,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Yes,
All
sir,
right.
man. Shout out to Mike for coming in, rocking with us around the water cooler. He around the fire pit, and he listened to us around the water cooler, man. Shout out to Mike, man. We appreciate you, Mike. Appreciate you, my guy. All right, man. Before we move on, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know we go into the locker room on Saturdays, and we'll be in there this Saturday again. Auburn versus Texas A&M, 2:30 again on ESPN. So your boy Nick will be there. We'll be getting ready. We'll be getting ready to watch Auburn take on Texas A&M in College Station, Texas, at Kyle Field is what we'll be taking on these guys, man. And we'll be in the locker room watching the game, live streaming the game. So make sure that you in there with your boy Nick as we do that, man. And of course, as soon as it's over, we'll head on over to Auburn TV for the official post-game reaction show, Tiger Vent with Marcus Fitzpatrick, the mayor, and DC Wolf, and the guy himself, Auburn Tez. Yes, sir, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with. All right, man. Let's get an initial analysis of this Texas A&M game, because we definitely gonna be talking about it way more when the week comes up, man. Let's talk about this, man. Texas A&M right now is ranked the number 9 team in the country. They had a bye week this past week. Had a big win against Notre Dame at Notre Dame. Did it on the road, as a matter of fact, is where they did it at. So that was actually something to not you can't really look down on that. They went on the road and they actually came back and won that game. Won that game by 3 points. So I'm gonna get y'all thoughts on this game real quick. I'm gonna start with Tez first, and I want Tez to tell me what his thoughts are when it comes to this Texas A&M Auburn game, and what can we expect and what should we expect from this team. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get my prediction when y'all get done, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Auburn should be able. What Marcus is talking about earlier about running the ball, we should see a lot of that in this game. But go ahead, Tess.
Yeah.
Jay Flowers, what's up? What's up?
So Texas A&M is a solid team. Texas A&M was one of my picks to play in the SEC championship game. They have as much talent as any other roster that you can name in the country almost. However, they are too installing new systems, new coach, fairly new coach, and they're trying to get it together. They're in a similar situation that we are. I think that we should be able to defensively. I think that we should look stout. What we did against John Mateer and being able to corral him gave me promise going into this game, because Marcel Reed is a true dual threat quarterback. I don't know if he's the passer that Mateer is, but he can put the ball down the field and make big plays. And he's throwing to a very, very underrated receiver core. Mario Craven, yeah,
Casey's Concepcion,
yeah, and it was Terry Boosie.
Yeah, Terry Boosie, yeah.
Like those are 3, there's not a team in the country that wouldn't want those 3 receivers on their team. So
We got 4.
so our secondary is probably gonna get a bit of a test. They do like to run the ball a lot, and they have Le'Veon Moss and I forget the other back's name. So offensively, it depends. Texas A&M can't stop the run. They have a huge gaping hole in the middle of their defense where they cannot stop anything of the middle, which is peculiar because they have 2 of the best linebackers, I think, in the SEC, in Torian York and Scooby Williams, and they're not able to get any, run. They're not able to stop the run, which is kind of peculiar. I do think that they know that, and I do think that they watched this Oklahoma game. So I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and commit 8 to try to stop the run, knowing that they can't stop the run. And man, you be I listen, if we get the one-on-ones in this game, we gotta connect. We cannot let teams hang around. What gives me hope is, and I ain't gonna say hope, but just what's positive about it is we've done very well against Texas A&M. Texas A&M is the one team throughout this down spell of Auburn football that we've been able to beat. So there's that. And regardless of whether it's home or away, we've still been able to beat them. So there's that. As far as the other side of the football, though, well, as far as the defense and their defense against our offense, like I said, I just think that we've got to be able to connect on some of these big plays, man, because I just think that teams are going to start playing us to stop the run and giving us those passing yardage. And man, if they do that, now, if that, like Nick said, Nick said that we may be able to do what Marcus is saying and run this ball regardless. What y'all show? We finna run the football. This is a team we may be able to do that on. But at the same time, their offense, how can I say it? Like this game right here is shaping up to be another 7-point, 10-point game, something right there. We can't make the mistakes. All the mistakes that we're talking about, we can't make those mistakes and beat this football team either. So we can't have the false starts. We can't have the special teams miscues. We can't give away points. We can't get in the red zone and not take shots in the end zone and settle for field goals. We can't do any of that stuff. We can't take sacks putting us out of field goal range when we have points literally on the board. And if you do that against any team, you're liable to get beat. But this is a SEC team, man, with SEC talent. So we got to watch out for that. I mean, that's my early preview. I haven't really thought about a score yet. But this is going to be an interesting game. And I think it's a game that it's almost a must win for us. Now, I tell you guys this. Before the season started, we gave predictions. I predicted Auburn go 9-3.
Mm-hmm.
My preseason losses were Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and Georgia, and then we win out from there. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen because I know everybody will panic and we go 3-3 and be ready to get Hugh Freeze out of here. But I mean, just starting on the road, coming off from Norman and then having to come home, fly home. They got the day. They probably looked at film. You're probably gonna do whatever tomorrow, and then you got to pack it up. You got to start getting ready to go on another road trip to Texas. And so, man, coming out of this game, I think you'll see a more polished Auburn football team in the weeks coming up, because being at home and playing home games gives you a little bit more time to work on a lot of different things. And then we got the bye week coming up too as well. So like this game is pivotal, man. If we can win this football game, then it takes a lot of pressure off of that Georgia game. If we lose this football game, then that Georgia game, they gonna be the narrative is gonna be that's a pink slip game for Hugh Freeze. You know what I'm saying? So like this is a very important game, and I think we see Hugh Freeze at his best in the talent that we have at their best, and we come out of it a W against Texas A&M.
Marcus, Ken, what do y'all think?
I was worried about this game before the season. I'm still worried about this game now. I would say if we struggle in Norman, I know going to the 12th man is gonna be way that's one of the most hostile environments in college football, bro. So it's just like I'm nervous with that being said, but like you said, Nick, I think he's not gonna be afraid to run in this game. I feel like he was afraid to run last game. I feel like he might end up committing to it, which might end up being a bright spot. But I'm still nervous about this game, man.
Okay, Marcus is nervous. Ken, what you got? What you got? What you got?
Oh, I, I, I'm just gonna say, man, just looking forward to all the games, just not the Texas A&M game, man. It's just got to be a focal point on execution. I feel like if we execute against any team, man, we can beat any team. That's my honest opinion, man. If we lock in and focus and take care of business and do everybody do their job, one brother look after the other one like he preached so badly in all these pre-post or before the game talk, before the game speaks, one brother look after the other one. Man, like I said, I think the sky's the limit for this team. With Texas A&M on the schedule, Texas A&M has showed me flashes, but I don't think they've showed me enough to put up against our defense. Our defense showed us this weekend, man, that we can compete with anybody. Anybody you put up against us, we can compete. Um, so, like I said, with that being said, man, I really feel like he will open up the run game this week, man. Because, like I said, or like we all said, we ain't gonna face another defensive front like this one that we faced this weekend. And not is no knock to any other defensive team or nothing like that. Because I'm pretty sure with the defensive coordinators that they put in place, that they will have a excellent game plan. But as far as talent, when you're looking at talent and what those guys were able to do, and like hats off to them, man. I can't take nothing away from that defensive front. I just don't feel like our offense would be as limited going into the rest of the season.
Before I give my thoughts, Auburn said Hugh Freeze said the commissioner called and felt sorry for him.
Yeah, he did.
And the thing about it is, Cuddy said, for real, DC, I don't watch him.
That's funny.
He said it on Tiger Talk. It's true. He actually said that.
Yeah.
All right. Let me give you my analysis. I gave you a little bit of it yesterday on Have You Heard on Auburn Addicts. Auburn will dominate this game. Auburn will dominate this game. This game is probably going to look more like the Baylor game than what people want to than people think. To the point basically Ted's made about about Texas A&M's offense. I see where you're coming from with that. I can understand that. But what Auburn's front seven showed me this week is that they're dominant. That they can get penetration on defense on defensive lines, that they can play 2 yards on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Auburn's gonna dominate this game, and they're gonna dominate it in a way that it's gonna be subtle. It's not gonna be very loud. It's gonna be very, very subtle how they do it. It's gonna be 1 or 2 plays again. As I always feel like, it's going to be 1 or 2 plays that Auburn's defense makes that gives Auburn's offense the opportunity to go up a 14-10, 17-7, and then be able to play with the lead is what they're going to do. I got this game being somewhere around 34-21. That's where I got the final score being in this game. 34-21, 31-21, 35-21 is where I have this game being at somewhere. I think I feel as if, and when I say this game is more likely going to feel more like the Baylor game, is if you watch the Baylor game, you saw Auburn first drive. Baylor went down. They only allowed 3 points in the game. That's what they did. Auburn comes out, gets a 3 and out. Defense comes out again, gets a stop on 4th down. Auburn comes out, scores. Defense comes out again, gets another stop. Auburn comes out, scores. That right there, that sequence of plays in that game is what helped Auburn win the game against Baylor. In my opinion, that defensive sequence, those two back-to-back sequences help Auburn win this game. That's what's going to happen in this game. And that's why I think this game is going to be somewhere in the realm of 31-21, 31, 30, 34-21 in that round. Because I honestly feel like we have, even though I think Oklahoma's defense will end up being the best defense in the conference, even though I feel that way, I think Auburn's defense has to be in that conversation of top 4, top 5. You still have to see what Alabama's going to do, because I think Alabama's probably going to turn it on the rest of the season. You still have to see that. You still have to see what Tennessee is no slouch either in that category as well. People still put Georgia in that conversation as well, so you still have to give Georgia their credit as well too, and things and stuff like that. But what we have known about Auburn when it comes to big games is they play up to competition. They play up to the moment. Now, they will play down to the moment as well in competition as well. And for the simple fact of how they felt in this game last week, how the game went last week, I feel as if they're gonna come out with a vengeance, and they're gonna come out and win. And they're gonna play hard. So I'm sticking to my preseason prediction. I got Auburn winning this game. I got Auburn winning this game at Texas A&M, and I'm gonna go out on the limb. Well, I'm not gonna go out on the limb. I'm gonna just stick with what I've seen so far and what it takes and what I'm saying. I feel as if the secondary is starting to come to the point of what we thought they would be from the beginning of the season. They're starting to play like that. You're starting to see Pleasant. You're starting to see Strader. You see Ken Lee. You see all these. You see Winters. You see Sylvester Smith. You see these guys starting to play and get more comfortable in this defensive scheme. The front seven is actually better than I expected them to be. Linebackers are still young, so they're still gonna make mistakes. But our front four is I probably, besides Oklahoma, I don't know what other front four I would probably take over ours. Just being honest, and things of that nature. But I think our offense, that's on the defensive side of the ball. Offensive side of the ball, as Ted stated earlier, Texas A&M can't stop a cold. You know what I'm saying? It's wide open. So, and I stated yesterday on the show, I feel like this is a game where we potentially could see 200-yard rushers in this game. And if we want, I feel like an emphasis is probably going to be trying to get the ball more to Cam Coleman and more easier passes. We possibly can see that. Something that I've said earlier is like we're an RPO team. Let's perfect that. Let's be an RPO team, and let's be able let's find ways to throw the ball out of the RPO, which is the quick game. Let's use the quick game. Let's use the 7 yards. Let's use the 5 yards. Let's use anything less than 10. Get the ball in our playmakers' hand and let them make plays. As I said it before, Jackson Arnold does not need to be a hero. He just needs to be a really, really, really good point guard. That's what he needs to be. That's all he needs to be, is a really good point guard. And I feel like Auburn has the edge. Auburn's offense has the edge against Texas A&M's defense. And I think Auburn's defense will have a sequence in this game like you saw in that Baylor game, back to back. And it may not be back to back. It may be possession here. It may be 2 separate possessions where you see Auburn's defense get critical stops in the game. And when you look back on the game, you'll be like, that's where Auburn won the game. And Auburn will play with the lead for the rest of the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and officially say 34-21 is the final score for this game in favor of Auburn to win. That's where I'm at. The chat is probably looking at me like, what are you talking about? Okay. That's how I see it, man. That's how I see it happening, man. Let's see. James Barnett said, Ken, excellent point. This is what he said. Ken got excellent point. Robert Smith said, damn, Nick, what you smoking? I don't smoke, man. I just go off of what I see, and I make a prediction off of what I see, and just tendencies. I can't smoke. Nick going all in. Yeah, I'm going all in on this one, man. 21. Shout out to Connie, man. A&M still mad about dropping the pass in OT last year. Well, they gonna stay mad. Is what they gonna do. Things of that nature. If they stop A&M, no one will run on us this year. Shout out to Auburn Addicts in DC, man. They will be mad at Connie. Yes. I don't know who Nick Inside Guy is, but I'm here for it. LOL. Shout out to Mike McKinney. I don't have an inside guy. I don't know where did they come from? It is what it is. A&M defense definitely allows a lot of points. They definitely do. And you look at Notre Dame. Notre Dame's defense, I expect to be a lot better this year. Better because of I have a very very high affinity for Marcus Freeman, the head coach at Notre Dame. He's a defensive guy. Have a very, very high affinity for that guy, man. I think he's one of the great defensive minds in the game. But I don't know. I don't know if it's the talent part on Notre Dame side of the ball or what. I can't say a scheme because he has a pretty solid scheme, but I don't know what it is about Notre Dame. Notre Dame gave up 44 points in that game, which is wild to me. So Auburn shows up, LOL at James. Okay, all right. I said, I think Connie said, I think we play mad. I hope we do. But the thing is, I don't think Auburn has to in this game. I think the matchups in this game favor Auburn. Now, you do have to take into effect Mario Cravers and Casey Concepcion. Casey Concepcion was rumored to come to Auburn at one point in time. Auburn was heavy in trying to get him to come to Auburn. He was one of the highly touted receivers that was in the portal as well. So I'm not sitting here discrediting them, but they're going to get their catches. They're going to have their moments. But the thing is, I just feel as if Auburn's going to have a sequence on defense to where when we look back at it, we're going to be like, that's what Auburn won the game. That's just how I feel about it. It's going to really look like that Baylor game to me, in my personal opinion. We do have to start scoring some damn points in the SEC games. That is true. Ed Darby said we got to score 21 points, 21 offensive points is what he said. Right. Ed Darby. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We were without our best corner. Exactly. Jay Crawford didn't play in this past game.
That is true.
Depends on what happens this week. Coach Freeze said his walkthroughs on Monday. So I guess tomorrow we'll know more from practice reports if Jay Crawford is a full go based on what we see from there. James Barnett said, man, I think Auburn would take it out on them based off this last game. Talk to some of the players, and they are ready to take it out on anyone in their way. That's what I'm talking about, James. That's what I'm talking about. I'm hopeful, James, but I'm that way too much. Oh, okay, you that hopeful way too much. Shout out to Robert Smith, man. I hope we fair catch all the punts. Yeah, that's what Coach Freeze said. He said if we can't get it out to the 2025, just fair catch it.
Fair catch it, bro.
That's what he said. I agree with that, man. Just make it easy on us, not harder, man. I think we see different team this weekend. Shout out to James Barnett. We better, James. Hugh running out of games at James. Yes, sir. The Huggy's back in the chat, man. Shout out to the Huggy, man. We appreciate y'all, man, for rocking with it, man. Let's see. I'm the effing problem says, is sports betting ruining the game? That is actually a good question because sometimes people be making decisions based off of lines and spreads. That is an interesting question. Cam, mark my words, this is a bad matchup for our defense. We may struggle on D. Saturday offense will have to win it for us.
I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this.
I actually agree with that.
I'm feeling this because although they do give up a lot in the run game, I just refuse to believe that a coach is going to watch a team. It's almost like Oklahoma gave a blueprint of like, hey, we just gonna load the box, and if Jackson Arnold can't beat us over the top, we gonna win this football game. And I refuse to believe in the next week, after watching the path to victory from another team, that Texas A&M is going to allow us to do the same thing. And they are talented. They are talented. Like don't misconstrue it. This is one of the most talented rosters in the SEC. A lot of the cats on defense, specifically the linebackers that we named, were high on everybody's board. And with Dez Ricks and that secondary, like they have the talent. They just haven't been able to put it together. Like I said, they feel a lot like us. Well, we're a very talented team, but it just hasn't looked the way we kind of want it to look yet. We haven't been able to put it together yet. So I think like this is one of those games I feel like both of these teams are kind of scrambling. Like both of these teams need this win in the worst way. Like, so I just feel like man, for some reason I feel like this is gonna be a much higher scoring football game from both sides than probably anticipated. I think we're gonna need to score some points on offense to win this game.
Yeah, 34 is gonna be enough.
34 is gonna be. So I
Yeah.
asked the question last week. I said the Michigan score was 24 to 13.
Yep.
And I said, was 24 points enough? Was if Oklahoma scored 24 points against Auburn, was that be enough to beat us?
Apparently it was.
And it was.
Apparently it was.
I don't know, man. There's something about like Cam that comment that he said when he said it's a bad matchup for our defense. We may struggle on defense. Like I there's something about this game is telling me that may be true.
I disagree with it, man. Like I said, I feel like this game is gonna look a lot like the Baylor game. That's what I feel like. I feel like Texas A&M may put up a lot of stats. They may put up a lot of yards passing the ball in that situation. I can see that happening, but I just don't see this defense. I just don't see Auburn's defense allowing points in this. I don't see, and I may be being a little conservative on the 21 part. I can actually go up to 28. I can say this could be a 35-28 game in favor of Auburn. I can say that. I just don't see Auburn's defense allowing Texas A&M to score more than 30 points in this game. I don't.
No. It's gonna be a test of a specific position group on the team, and that's the linebacker.
That's why. Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be
defense.
I think it's going. I think Mario Cravens and Casey Concepcion versus potentially Strader and Pleasant, or Ken Lee and potential, and if Jay Crawford come back, that's going to be the matchup that we see in this game.
I get nervous anytime I hear dual threat.
That's what I'm saying. With what with the way they craft the run game, like it's gonna take some discipline from those linebackers, and they're gonna be the test, right? We haven't really seen them get put under the fire. Surprisingly, Oklahoma didn't do a lot of that. Once they realized they couldn't run the quarterback for real, they kind of just ditched it. So they didn't have to get that test, but like they're gonna have to make some decisions in the run game, and like we haven't seen that so far this year for real. And it was trouble for us last year down the stretch. Look how Bama was able to move the ball with the quarterback run and put our linebackers in conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So like that may be a situation in this game. That's what I'm looking for in this game from the defense. Now I believe in the linebacker. Yeah, I really do. I love the way Atkins is playing. I love the way Woodyard is playing. Even Melendez coming in. Like I love the way these linebackers are playing right now. But truthfully, they haven't faced anything like this as of yet. Where you got a true dual threat quarterback that's going to be running a true dual threat system.
This is the game. This is the game where we hear the Marcus Riddick name a lot.
Right. I thought that was last game, but they didn't run Mattia like I thought they would.
This is the game. Yeah,
right.
This is the game where we see we hear DeMarcus Riddick's name a lot.
I agree with that.
This is that game. So spying a quarterback situation, this is DeMarcus Riddick's game. This is it. This in Arkansas and potentially Georgia, because Gunnar Stockton has shown to be a dual threat quarterback as well. But this is the game where we get these next sets of games. This game, of course, got a bye week. Georgia. I don't know about Missouri because Bo Pribble is really not a guy that's going to really take off and run. But this one, Georgia, Arkansas, after Missouri, you're gonna hear a lot of DeMarcus Riddick's name. Fire Free said, Nick, are you baking in special teams putting the defense in unwinnable positions? No. My bad. I said it wrong. Yeah, no. Wait, hold up. I'm answering the question wrong. Wait a minute. This is what I'm doing. I'm based off of what I heard today in the press conference from Hugh Freeze, basically saying that there has been a long conversation about special teams and guys needing to put the offense in better position, in better starting field position. Do we see a difference this game? Could we potentially see somebody else back there returning punts? Could we see a change? Could we see a change in somebody back there turning butts? Could we see a guy just be? Could we see them just be like, all right, man, just put your if the ball's over your head, put your heels on the 10-yard line. If the ball go over your head, just let it go over your head.
What happened to Pleasant back there?
I was about to say, is he not a good punt returner? I mean, I know he got him on kick return, but
yeah,
punt return is a different thing.
That's a great question. We don't know. They put Malcolm Simmons back. They put Malcolm Simmons back there, but Pleasant played a lot more on the defensive side of the ball this game too. So I guess they were trying to conserve him. I guess they were trying to conserve him as well. But could we see Bryce Kane back there this game?
I don't see why not.
It's a possibility. Could we see Bryce Kane back there playing in this game as well? It's a possibility that could happen. But I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see better. I think we're gonna see better special teams playing, especially when it comes to the field goal part. When it comes to field goal kicking, I think that you're going to see Auburn get in a position to where if Alex McPherson can't make it from that distance, we just not going. We probably go for it, or we punt the ball and play field position some type of way.
Right.
I think I think that they have. I don't want to say lost confidence in the other field goal kickers, but it just feels like they have.
Yeah. So that's one of the things too. Is like it's really tough to commit to the run and play field position when your special team is awful. Like when you can't make field goals and when your punting game is penalty here, penalty there, botch punt here, like it's tough to say we just gonna run the foot because a lot of running the football is field position. I'm gonna run, and we're gonna kick the ball, we're gonna play good defense in field position. If we just commit to the run and then punt comes up, we get backed up 10 yards automatically because of a penalty. Then we botch the punt, it goes 30 yards, then we probably should have just bombed the ball. We just wasted 3 plays. So it's like we have to get this special teams thing under control because it's tough to win road games when your special teams is not on point. It just is.
Just let y'all read it on the screen. All right, I'm about to take it down.
Okay.
Did y'all read it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. It is what it is.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk about that, but I will say that I will say this in this game, in this Texas A&M game, I would love to see another receiver besides Cam Coleman step up.
Agree. And I'm gonna tell you who that guy is. It's Perry Thomas. Sometimes here's the thing. Sometimes you just gotta let guys go out there and just let guys do what they do. Sometimes you just can't shelter and just hold guys back. Sometimes you just gotta let guys go out there and just ball. Like literally. Sometimes you just gotta go out there and just be like, hey man, it's almost sometimes you gotta just go out there and just play backyard football.
I got this as Singleton's breakout game. I think he's gonna really tear their defense up, man. Whether it's stretching him with the sweep or we just getting him in space, man, and creating space. I really think this is gonna be his breakout game.
Yeah.
Other
We just
than
gotta give
Cam.
him the ball, bro. We just gotta give him the ball. He was in space a bunch at Oklahoma game. They was just letting him be in space. We just wouldn't give him the ball. I don't understand that.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd love to see, because I feel like in this game, if we could have got one more receiver to step up outside of Cam and Eric, and then we probably have a great chance of winning this football game. Because in the fourth quarter, they eventually started bracketing Cam. And when they started doing that, there was absolutely nowhere for Jackson to go with the football. Like there was no separation. Like it was the receivers outside of Cam and Eric had to look fairly pedestrian. They haven't looked dynamic at all. So, I mean, we've seen flashes from Malcolm, but some plays he didn't make. So I would love to see somebody other than Cam Coleman. And I would love to see, listen, man, Cam, I don't know if you're gonna be able to stutter and go your way to us an SEC championship. I need to see some more diversity on that route tree, bro. Eventually people gonna get the point. It's like when he started breaking down, we gonna let him have that and tackle him, or we gonna...
I'm gonna say these, then we're gonna get up out of here because we overstayed our welcome. But I was watching Aaron Murray's breakdown of Jackson Arnold's film on that particular play. Correct. It looked as if Cam wasn't even the. It seems as if Oklahoma had a busted coverage on that play, and it looked as if Cam was just a clear out for the two guys that were going to the flat. It looked like the read was the tight end to the receiver, and then Cam was just a clear out guy. But Jackson Arnold saw busted coverage, and the reason why Cam slowed down was because he just looked back and saw the ball and started running. That's what it looked like on the film.
Yeah,
But I mean, and I could be wrong. Go ahead.
It looked like Cam thought the ball was
not
should
coming
have been
to him.
out already.
Yeah, or it wasn't coming to him.
And he was turning the block. Like it looked like like normally when they run that play, it looked like the ball is out already and he's turning and blocking for whoever. And that's what it looked like to me, man. But
Cam said, "Hey, Malcolm got underthrown in the sideline where Arnold threw the guy back in the play."
It's a pass interference too.
Yeah, pass interference. Yeah, we talked about that one earlier, man, and it's a lot, bro. The post, that post on that trick play needs to be put in the regular offense. Oh, you talking about the one where was that Singleton that threw that ball on that? On that post?
Yeah. He set that up the whole game.
He did.
He literally set that one play up the whole game. That's Hugh Freeze, though. That's what he does.
There. All right, fellas, man. We about to get up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here tonight, man. Before we get up out of here, as y'all know, man, we go into the locker room every game day, and we'll be there this week, 2:30 p.m. It's game kickoff. We'll be in about 2:15, 2:20 before kickoff starts. Be in the locker room, man. Come chill with us. Watch us react to every game, man. We have a great time in there. Shout out to everybody that comes in the locker room and comes in the chat and watches and watch the live stream with us, man. We appreciate y'all, man. We'll be there. Then, of course, right after the game, head on over to Auburn Addicts TV for the official post-game reaction show, Tiger Vent, with the mayor, Marcus Fitzpatrick, DC Wolf, and Auburn Tez, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us, as always. Make sure you go follow these channels on YouTube at It's SEC Season, at Tight Sports, at Alabama Football Megacast, at Auburn Addicts TV. Follow I got Dustin over at the Uptempo Podcast. Be Sharp over at Sharpshooter Sports Talk. Vanny Chris over at the Go to Brew Podcast. And, of course, at the Huggy Beard himself on YouTube and Huggy Beard on Facebook. Of course, go follow JMHO Sports Talk. Just my humble opinion, Sports Talk with Coach Sean. And, of course, on the Block Sports with Coach Carl as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement, man. This Wednesday, we will be over this Wednesday. Shout out to Dabby Cat. Dabby Cat was in the chat Friday and hit me up on Twitter. And they have a real there's a YouTube channel called Pub Sports Radio that they have, and we will be over there Wednesday about 11 o'clock a.m. We'll be sitting down with him and another guy from that network talking about this Texas A&M Auburn game as well. And he will be over here Friday, if I'm not mistaken. He'll be over here with us Friday, sitting down talking to us as well, man. So shout out to Dabby Cab for that, man. We'll be over there. Pub Sports Radio, man. We'll be over there rocking with them this week, making that happen as well. That'll be Wednesday at 11 a.m. in the middle of the day. So if you at work or if you ain't doing nothing, turn on over to Pub Sports Radio and come check your boy out. Trust me, I'll put it up on our Twitter page at CoolsPod23 so that you can come check it out, man. Pub Sports Radio is the name of it. PUBSPORTS Radio is where we'll be Wednesday about 11 o'clock Central Time. Is where we'll be as well. Shout out to that, man. So we appreciate y'all for rocking with us there as well. Tez, I know we already did, but Tez, tell them where they can find you at.
Man, you can find me at SEC Season.
Hold up. There it is.
Oh, yeah. You can find me at SEC Season. If you're not subscribed, head on over to the YouTube channel right now. It's at SEC Season on all platforms. We do a live ranking show every Tuesday, and Tuesday is week 5. There you have the thumbnail. We're gonna be ranking teams week 5. Should get very interesting. Last week we had all undefeated teams in there. Well, we can't do that this week because we don't have enough undefeated teams. So it's gonna be interesting, man. And I make sure, like I said, I'd love to have you guys. You want to join in on the conversation? Come be a part of the Keyboard Collective and subscribe to the channel, man, and watch us rank these teams. It should be fun. And
Yes,
by the
sir.
way, this is the most credible
Most credible.
ranking power rankings on the internet.
Yes, it is.
Not the other ones. This one.
This one, the most credible one. I'm telling y'all. Shout out to the top 10. Man, make sure y'all tune in over to the official most credible ranking show over on at It's SEC Season show tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. Tomorrow. Ken, Doe, Rod, Jerz. Tell them where they can find you at, my guy.
Nah, man, I'm just on a little social media, man. Kendall Rogers. I just want to say thank y'all for having me, man. I enjoy coming around and discuss Auburn football with y'all. Get y'all's point of view, man, and some we agree on, some we have to agree to disagree on. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all love, man. And I appreciate y'all for having me, bro.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Kendall. We appreciate him so much for rocking with us here. As always, man, he come on whenever. He can always come on whenever. He get the link. Every time I send the link out, he get the link as well. So it is what it is. Marcus, what you got to say to the people before we get up out of here, my guy?
Hey, y'all be blessed, be safe, have a great day at work tomorrow, and see me Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Marcus, Po Man's Parlay. We need to bring those back.
Man, they
And the
ready for that,
Waterboy
man.
Award. And the Waterboy Award. We need to bring those back. But, man, we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler as always, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us as always and making sure that, you know, as it says at the bottom, help Water Cooler Talk Sports grow. That's what we're trying to do, man. So before we get out of here, please make sure that you are following us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk, man. Follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23, and of course, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell button here on YouTube so you know when we post more videos and live. Shout out to everybody that called in tonight, man, and that was a part of the show, man. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat tonight as well. Kendall Sharp said you sound like a bear, and Marcus Sharp said Marcus is ugly.
Man, you got a face only your mama love.
Yeah, to be more careful, bro. Y'all funny. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat with us tonight, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here, man. Thank y'all so much. We're striving to be the #1 college football show in the land. It's coming. Who knows? But, man, we'll be back Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, back around the water cooler. As always, man, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed. Make sure y'all give the man upstairs above his because he deserves all the praise and the glory. And until then, we'll see you Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, back around the water cooler. And at 11 a.m. Central over on Pub Sports Radio, I'll see you then. Come over there and chat it up with us, man. We're going to be previewing Texas A&M Auburn. So check us out over there. It is one love, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? We out this mug. I holla. Peace.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.